Hello there everybody, and welcome back to Tree of Tranquility. We are now on the 15th day of winter, which means we have a new villager to meet today, so that is definitely going to be on our to-do list. You can see that it's 7:30, so I've already done my chores, and so we're just going to get right down to business, and I have a couple of things to update on. Besides our new villager, you will see as I walk through the house that I got the house upgrade completed. Dale completed it a couple of days ago, and as you can see, the downstairs is really big now. A really large kitchen, and we also have a second story. So this is a really nice sized house, I feel, because it kind of starts to feel more like a house. You actually have room to put the fridge inside the kitchen where it belongs, and as I get more appliances for the kitchen, I'm pretty sure I'll have enough room on the counters to put all of the different cooking utensils on here, which is great. I went ahead and I bought a bigger fridge just in case I want to store some stuff for cooking later on down the road, and I also went ahead and I bought the cutting board. I figured it was high time we start maybe thinking about doing some cooking. So let's check the upstairs. And as you can see, it's a really nice little area. Not a ton of space to put stuff, but if you got a couch or a sofa and you got a TV or something like that, you could put all this stuff up here. I decided just to put my bookcase up here for now. I like to have the bookcase out, but it does take up a lot of space. So this way I can just quickly run upstairs and I can check it when I want to. I don't really have a lot of furniture to fill this space out, but hopefully that will be coming in the next little while. It would be really nice to have a little rec room for when I have a family and whatnot. It doesn't really do much, but this is a simulation game, so it's fun to make it as realistic as possible. If I go into my inventory, you will see that I have put the rainbow ingredients for Alan's rainbow into my bag. So I managed to get the green bell to grow, the green bell flower, so I have one of these in here. I have the woodfish, the carrot cake that we bought from Ellie at the flea market, the toadstool, and the ostinaise that we bought way back in spring. We've been holding on to this thing for almost a whole year. So these are the 5 ingredients we need for Alan's rainbow, and we will probably go ahead and do that today as well after we meet our villager. So I need to keep my watering can in my bag so that I'm able to call Alan. And here's the home from the outside. You can see that it's gotten quite an upgrade, and it's not even the biggest house. I think we still have a level 5 house that we can get, which will make things even bigger. I have a couple things in my mailbox here, and I'm pretty sure that these are all letters I get after befriending male candidates up to a certain heart level rather. I get a letter from them after reaching a certain heart level. So this is from Calvin. This is just a friendly, hi, how you doing type of letter from him. I have a letter from the clinic, which again, I think is just another, hey, how you doing type of letter from Jin. And the last letter I got is from Luke. Obviously, before I upgraded my house to level 4, I try not to check the mail off screen when I'm playing just in case it's anything important, but obviously not. Because if I open up my menu again and I have a look at my friendship, you can see that with the exception of Chase, I have every single male marriage candidate up to 2 hearts so far. So I'm not sure if I get those letters from them when they reach 2 hearts or not. But I have been making some strides to try and befriend everybody, record their heart events, and then when it comes time to marry them, I can just pick the one that wins in the poll and we'll be ready to go. So for our villager that has come to the island today, we will need to once again visit the mine, similar to how we did when we had met Calvin. Unfortunately for us, we don't have to go very far in order to meet this person. We just have to actually step into the mine. So it's going to be a nice, quick in and out, and then we can head to the Brownie Ranch district over to Alan's tree. And while I'm in the ranch district, I'm thinking about maybe getting a cow to keep our sheep company, and so we can start getting milk from it as well. No, these aren't quite right. Shoot. You have a lot of junk ore there, my friend. Who are you? How long have you been standing there? Oh, you're Nick. I've heard about you. I'm Phoebe. You're Nick, right? You literally just said that. It's nice to meet you. Do you have amnesia? Do you have a goldfish memory? I'm looking for ores for tools, but none of these seem like the right ones. Mining is interesting because you never know what you're going to find. It's like a treasure hunt. You have to be careful though, it's easy to get lost or tired out. Anyway, it was nice to meet you. See you later. So yes, that is Phoebe, and for those of you who remember my Animal Parade playthrough, that is who I chose to marry when I played as a boy. She's one of my personal favorite candidates. And she didn't mention it, but her parents obviously are Simon and Barbara, who run the general store. She inherited her mother's green hair, but she likes to hang around the mine, just like Calvin does. And if you can't find her, you can always put her on your tracker if you want to start befriending her. And she is also the last female marriage candidate that we had left to unlock. So if you're playing as a male character, at this point you will have every single person available to you who you can marry. We're still waiting on one as a female, but I hope he's coming next time. So we're at Alan's tree now. We haven't been here for a while because it's taken us so long to gather all these ingredients. But as I said, I have them all in my bag, so he should be able to make us another lovely rainbow. Now, his song doesn't make a lot of sense in this one because the stuff that we had for the rainbow doesn't really add up. Like, he's saying the woodfish is blue, which it isn't. He's saying the toadstool is purple, which it isn't. He's saying the mayonnaise is yellow, which is debatable. I would say it's more white. And then he's saying carrot cake is red, but isn't carrot cake orange? This ingredient list just doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but it doesn't matter. It all came together to make another wonderful rainbow. Isn't it beautiful? Isn't it amazing? And of course, I'll give you the badge. You'll need to cross it. Here you go. Well, that's very kind of you, thank you. I'm glad you looked after your things, unlike your brother, Ben, who lost his badge. Even more life will return to the island now. You should go find the last harvest sprite, Edge. He's the purple one. He's a crybaby, so we worry about him. He loved the harvest goddess more than anyone. I'm sure he knows some stuff about the harvest goddess that even we don't know. Okay, we're counting on you. Good luck. So yes, 4 down and 1 more to go. Over Alan's rainbow is our last sprite. So let's check it out. So this area is the Mount Gelato Peak, which I guess is the very, very top of the mountain. Now at the moment, if you try and walk up the mountain, you will see that there is absolutely nothing here. I haven't played far enough to know whether or not this is where the sort of finale takes place, like maybe this is where the harvest goddess shows up later, or this area has some sort of use later on, but as of right now, the literal only purpose that this area serves is to find the last harvest sprite. I guess it's sort of like the Gull Islands where there's really not a lot there except for Colin and being able to get Ben's badge, but at least there you can fish. Here we're so high up, there's really nothing you can do. So we'll speak to the last sprite here and we will get his rainbow recipe. And Alan wasn't kidding when he said that Edge is a huge crybaby. Probably one of, if not the most irritating character in the game. Luckily, in instances like this, I'm glad that there's no voice acting because I would hate to listen to all this crying and sniffling and sobbing. All the other harvest sprites are relatively upbeat, but you can see here that Edge is just gonna cry the whole time we talk to him, which I think was similar in Animal Parade. It's been a hot minute since I played that, but I think his personality is very much the same. Will you help her, please? Well, of course, I'm already almost done. You are literally the very last one. I wish I could help. And again with the crying. Can you think of anything I can do to help? Well, crying isn't gonna help. You could give me your rainbow recipe, though. Oh, that's right, the rainbows. Here's my recipe. But it's very hard. Honestly, I think Alan's was harder. I think we've got it covered. Don't cry, it's okay. Don't worry, we're very close to saving the goddess. I really like that flower, by the way. I don't know what kind of flower that is, but it's very pretty. So we'll just have to take a long trip when we complete Edge's rainbow to bring him the ingredients. I'll have a look at his recipe in just a moment, but I'm going to stop in at Hannah's while I remember to do so. I'm going to stock up on birdseed, and I'm also probably going to also buy a cow, because like I said, we haven't gotten a new animal in quite some time, and I think a cow is a very, very good staple on a farm. And we also have the option to buy ducks, ostriches, a goat, and a horse. So I think at this point Hannah's shop is fully unlocked and we now have access to all of the animals that we can buy. Kind of an odd thing about this game is you never have the option to buy the adult animals. In a lot of other Harvest Moon games, you have to buy the baby first, but once it grows up, you then have the option to buy the adult, which doesn't look like it's the case here. As you can see, though, ostrich is the most expensive. It's very, very pricey. Ducks are quite cheap because, again, they're a bird. They go in the coop. Birds are relatively cheaper than barn animals. Goats, not too bad. A horse is also very expensive. And the cow is also quite pricey, but really not that much money than what we paid for when we bought our baby lamb. So let's just go ahead and buy the cow for now. Oh, and I love that it gives me the default name of Bessie, because that's one of my favorite cow names. The only thing is I don't spell it like that. I don't spell it with a Y. I spell it I-E, so I'm surprised actually that this game has given me lots of really fun default names that I've actually liked for some of the animals, like my silkworm. So we now have a baby calf. We'll have to wait for it to grow into a cow, and it's not a priority at the moment because we have to wait for it to grow, but we can buy the milker here. I may as well just buy it because I have the money. If you don't have the money, you can always come back when your cow is an adult. We also now have the option to buy a saddle, which we would use for riding horses and ostriches. And we also have added miracle potions. So we'll have to sort of patiently wait for the cow to grow up before we can start getting profit from it. Before we can start milking it. Ah, get it? Profit, milking. Okay, so let's have a look at Edge's Rainbow while we're here. We actually at the moment have every single thing that we need except for the snowflake flower. So the tuna we caught at the Gull Islands after you've completed Colin's Rainbow. The snowflake flower we can actually grow in wintertime. The perfect honeydew you can buy in spring or you can grow it yourself. The lapis lazuli comes from a blue wonderful, and red honey can be taken from any flower, any red flower that has a bee buzzing around it. For those of you who may not remember where I got the ingredients that I have. So we've been stockpiling pretty much everything that we need. All that we really need to do now is just pay Ruth another visit. We'll buy another bag of snowflake seeds. We will grow them and then we'll save one for the rainbow. And that's pretty much all I had to do today. I'd say we got a lot done. I'm gonna head back to the farm. We'll go see what our baby cow looks like. And I'll plant those seeds as well. My field of trees is still looking pretty sad. I don't have my sickle, or do I have my sickle? I do. I was gonna say, I have been trying to keep the sickle in my rucksack so that I can come over here and I can clean the field up. I've been actually pretty good and pretty diligent about making sure that all these weeds are all cleared up and that this field is kept nice and clean so that all of this stuff can come in as soon as possible, because trees do take a long time to grow and weeds slow down the growth of trees. So if I can make the process any quicker, then I'm happy to do so. But we didn't plant those too long ago, so we have to be patient. It's gonna take a while. The buckwheat that I had before actually came in, and so I've planted a new plot of buckwheat, and I saved a row, and so that will be a nice spot for our snowflake flowers. Hopefully they don't take too long to grow. I mean, we do have half a season left, so I'm not too worried about it. And I'm guessing that the cow is gonna actually be in the barn. Yes. Oh, and I can share my sheep. I gotta do that too. Why don't I put my animals in and then we can have a look at our cow inside the barn. Oh, no, there it goes. It's just gonna come out with the rest of them. Okay. I wonder if you can get different colors of cows in this game or if it's always just the standard black and white one. I'm not too sure. But anyways, look at that. Our farm is growing slowly but surely. I think I'll have to feed it since it just came and I don't think I left it out long enough to actually eat some food. So So I'll just put some food down just to make sure, because I would hate to start off on a bad note by not feeding the poor thing. And that's gonna be all for today, I think. Like I said, pretty productive day. Went ahead and spent some money and made some more story progress. I still have quite a bit of money. Like I said, getting the tools for cooking, the cooking utensils, is probably going to be one of the next things that I spend my money on. And if we have a look at the calendar here, we really have nothing going on for the next week. And then the last week in winter is going to be quite busy. We have our flea market, we have our Starry Night Festival, and then we also have the end of the year festival. And hopefully, with starting to work on the hearts with the bachelors, I'll have enough hearts that I can go to this festival with somebody. I'm not sure how many hearts you need, but maybe after a week of giving people more gifts, I can maybe get them to 3 or 4 hearts, and hopefully by then maybe it will be a good time. And we can actually finally show off one of these festivals, seeing as how we've gone to all of our romantic festivals on our own so far. So that's it from me. I will probably return on the day of the flea market or just before. I'm just going to play more until I have more things to talk about. So thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope that I will see you next time.